Your purpose is already fulfilled, and you get to do or have the things that you believe will make you happy. So, what things make you happy? People typically want money and pleasant experiences, such as harmonious relationships with others, because they believe these things make them happier. Happiness and more happiness is something we are naturally attracted to, something we naturally move in the direction of, which is a good thing because there is no end to happiness. And because happiness is instantly within reach at any given moment in time, given that it's not any one particular thing. Happiness is always within reach, within your reach. Happiness is present in every moment because it can be represented by anything. Anything, whether it is a physical object or even just an idea, can be a representation of happiness. Anything that is capable of being the subject of your attention, anything that can be observed, in other words, is something that can be a representation of your happiness. Happiness itself is an idea, a feeling, an emotion. Physical things that quote unquote make you happy are manifestations of happiness, your idea, your interpretation of it. What represents happiness for you may represent misery for someone else. A $1,000 deposit into your bank account today may be good news for you, and it may be bad news for someone who was expecting a $100,000 deposit yesterday. You can say that you are attracted to things that please you. You could just as easily say that you easily attract those things to you by virtue of your appreciation of them. Do you remember the first time you had a crush? Everywhere you looked, you thought you saw him, even in random places where there was no chance of him even being there. And every time you thought it was him, your heart skipped a beat and started racing automatically by reflex. That's how into him you were. That's how much he turned you on. You attract the things you love, the things that encourage and excite you. You see traces of them everywhere. The things you love follow you. The things you love are irresistibly attracted to you, in other words. The things you love that represent your ideas of happiness move. I don't just mean that they move you, they move in your direction, wherever you happen to be, because you are there, because you exist. They find you. They find you. You do not have to chase them. It's fun to shorten the distance and go meet them halfway too, though, isn't it? How do you do that without repelling them? By taking inspired action. And you start by doing nothing. Do nothing. No matter what life throws at you, do nothing, especially nothing that's a hell no, and even things that are vaguely kinda maybe a safe bet. Politely refuse anything that feels like a lukewarm meh. And keep doing nothing. Do nothing unless and until you receive an impulse that feels like a hell yes. That's how you live without regrets. That's how you come alive and live without fear, by trusting your intuition and doing what feels best for you, no matter what anyone else tells you. When you take inspired action, it feels like being in love. The magic is not in the action you take, but in the energy with which you imbue that action. The magic is not in what you do, but in who you are, how you feel. Most people get that part, the follow your bliss part. Where a lot of people lose their way is when they follow an impulse and things don't turn out the way they hoped. They start to narrate past events as if they coulda, shoulda, woulda turned out differently if, or that things coulda, shoulda, woulda gone their way, but. That is a betrayal of that moment of pure inspiration and joy when you truly believed. It's a betrayal of that you, the you of the past who was high on the promise of life. You know it is because it doesn't feel very good. It feels like disappointment and failure and frustration and victimhood and second guessing and feeling like you did something wrong, that you made a mistake, or that you weren't good enough, clever enough, wise enough, whatever. You were not wrong then, and you are not wrong now for having a different perspective either. That was then, and this is now. No matter what happens, no matter how things turn out, You can stay in the mode of happiness. You can stay in the mode of happiness because you are alive. To be alive means to be capable of feeling emotions, including happiness in particular. You are not here to play it safe, to reach the end of your current incarnation and wonder, what if I had bet on more? What if I had taken a chance on bliss rather than on just being safe? Always start from the premise that you are happy. You are happy now already. Start from the end, your desired end, your happily ever after. Bring it forward, shorten the distance, bridge the gap, meet and greet and become one with your fully actualized self. Now, do you want to travel, fall in love, make a lot of money? What is it that you want? What is it that you believe will make you happy? How can you live that reality now? Imagine it and enjoy your vision of it. Doesn't matter if things don't turn out to be what you believed. What matters is that you believed and that you flowed the energy of happiness in the moment. You are allowed to change direction. That's what it means to be alive. You could not change direction if you were not alive. You change direction and move because you are alive. You are animated flesh, blood, and bones because you are alive. Dead people do not move. Have you noticed? You are fresh and alive. You have a pulse. You are animated matter. You are a vessel for life energy to flow through. There are possibilities in every direction because you are alive. When something really wonderful happens, the joy of that moment wears off after a while with the passage of time. Have you noticed? You perceive the passage of time because you are alive. Time is a feeling. Time is something that is felt. Sweet memories are great, but who wants yesterday's news today? You don't have to hoard your happiness. You can't hoard your happiness anyway. Happiness is like time. It is an emotion. It flows. It is felt in the moment or it is not. It is live. It is fresh. If you aren't flowing happy, then you are flowing something other than happy. Living in the past or insisting on a specific vision of your ideal future is to resist the totality of possibilities in the present moment, which is all you ever have. All you have is now. When you get stuck on a particular vision of happiness, on a specific outcome, you close yourself off to things you never even knew you wanted. Things that are perfectly satisfying nonetheless. Pathways to happiness are all around you wherever you go because you are there. Pathways to happiness are all around you because you exist. Keep wanting the things you want, whether it's money, a dream job, a nice house, whatever, and stay open and receptive to your happiness, whatever form it happens to take. Do not betray your dreams with a narrative of the future that goes along the lines of, what if it doesn't work? What if I'm not good enough? What if I make a mistake? What if things go wrong? Or a narrative of the past that goes along the lines of, if only I had known, if only I had been wiser, if only this, that, or the other had happened. I would have gotten what I wanted if blah, blah, blah. I shoulda, coulda, woulda succeeded, but blah, blah, blah. My parents wouldn't let me. My best friend betrayed me. I didn't have the money. Blah, 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 blah. Replace all of that with a narrative that goes along the lines of, these are the things I love, and I get to enjoy them in such and such a manner. I regularly get to enjoy them because I choose to. I do what I love because I choose to. I do what I love because I love it. I discover new things to love every day, and they keep me busy. I am never in a rush. I am never late. I am never early. I have great timing. I do what is right for me in each and every moment. And when I discover a better way to do something, I learn and adapt. I always do my best. I do things to the best of my ability at the time. I take action upon the best information available to me at the time. I do my current best until I know better. And then I level up and do better. I am always doing my best. I have no regrets and I am eager for what's ahead because I know it's going to be great. I know without knowing. I trust. I believe. believe because it feels good to believe. And life has taught me that there is always more good stuff. Good stuff never runs out because I create and attract and manifest it by virtue of the fact that I am alive. I create and attract and manifest joy because I exist and am in joy. I recognize and appreciate joy because I have felt it before and it is familiar to me. My joy is open-ended. It takes many forms. It manifests in different ways, in ways both great and small. I am full of joy. I am joyful. I am a joyful, happy spirit and I love my life and I am so glad to be here. Doesn't that feel so much better than the coulda, shoulda, wouldas and the what ifs and if onlys and worst of all, the buts? Do it. Do what you love. Do what you love because you love it. Or don't. It's a free world. Thanks for joining me today. Happy manifesting and see you in the next video. Bye.